welcome to the show. You're watching Heads Up. On today's episode, we take you through some of the country's most inspiring stories. Young men and women who have overcome every obstacle in their path, not just for themselves, but to make things better for those around them.
That's right, Manali. Qualities like determination, hard work and perseverance definitely pay off. But is it always enough? Sometimes, along with a pinch of these qualities, we also need lots of courage. And armed with these very values, Sunil Yadav, a manual scavenger working with the BMC, decided to use education as a weapon to fight the system. Here's his remarkable story. Mumbai, the maximum city, is an urban megalopolis with over 20 million people. This abundance of humanity leaves behind a telling footprint, solid waste that can overwhelm the city's British-era sewage systems. While that may not concern us in our high towers, this is a more intimate and revolting experience for manual scavengers like Sunil Yadav, who have to physically dispose of a city's waste. 3 generations of his family have been manual scavengers, but even then, Sunil was unprepared for the horrors of day-to-day life as a manual scavenger.
लेकिन पहले दिन में जब काम किया तो मुझे ऐसा महसूस हुआ, मैं नर्क और स्वर्ग में विश्वास नहीं करता हूँ, लेकिन ऐसा लग रहा था कि मैं नर्क में हूँ। ऐसे उस समय की सिचुएशन थी। कुछ काम करने के लिए ट्रेनिंग नहीं थी, कुछ सपोर्टिव रोल नहीं था, क्या करना है, कैसे करना है, किसी से जानकारी नहीं मिली थी और कभी काम नहीं किया था ऐसे तरीके का। तो उस दिन मैंने जब पहली बार किया तो हाउस गली पता हो गया आपको, जो 2 बिल्डिंग के बीच में हाउस गली होती है, उसमें ड्रेनेज पाइप, वो वाटर वर्क सब लाइनें होती है और उसमें 2 बिल्डिंग के जो लोग कचरा डालते हैं उनको गार्बेज जो करते हैं उनको हमें निकालना होता है। तो वो बहुत ही स्मॉल रहती है गली, उसमें जाने के लिए एक ही आदमी जा सकता है, साइमल्टेनियसली एक ही आदमी आ सकता है। तो उस गली में मुझे काम करने के लिए भेज दिया।
But just a few weeks into the job, Sunil decided he needed to get out, and resuming education looked like his best option. After much research, he enrolled for a bachelor's degree in commerce that he completed in 2008. Since then, there's been no looking back. Overcoming language barriers, studying by day and working by night, Sunil did whatever it took to arm himself with another bachelor's degree in journalism and finally completed a master's degree in social work from his dream college, Tata Institute of Social Sciences. But this too wasn't enough to earn him a better position at the BMC.
जैसे मैं बाहर आया तो मैंने लेटर लिखा BMC को कि अभी मुझे मेरे जैसा काम है, अब मैंने जैसे एजुकेशन लिया उस हिसाब से मुझे काम मिलना चाहिए, लेकिन कोई सुनवाई नहीं होती थी। तो मुझे लगा फिर यार अपन वैसे ही है, जैसे TSS से बाहर आ गए, अभी सफाई कर्मचारी जैसे बिहेव करने लगे। तो मैंने MPhil करने का फिर सोचा कि हमारे में स्किल मेरे इतने ये नहीं हुए, डेवलप नहीं हुए, तो उसके लिए आगे और पढ़ाई जारी रखनी चाहिए। तो मैंने MPhil में इंटर किया और डायरेक्टर साहब ने बहुत मुझे सपोर्टिंग ये किया कि जो सेंटर में चाहिए था वो सेंटर में नहीं मैं पास हो गया, लेकिन दूसरे सेंटर में उन्होंने मुझे एडमिशन करवा दिया।
Despite being well on his way to completing his MPhil, Sunil is confident about his next course of action. He wants to remain within the system and reform it.
हमारे जो लेबर्स हैं, जो सफाई का काम कर रहे हैं, तो उन्हें बताया जाए कि एजुकेशन का क्या इम्पोर्टेंस है। तो मुझे लग रहा है कि उनके लिए अच्छी तरह जाकर उनसे बातें करनी चाहिए, कॉन्फिडेंस में उनको कॉन्फिडेंस देना चाहिए, उन्हें बतानी चाहिए उनके राइट्स। उनके लिए हमें जैसे पुलिस वालों के लिए यशवंतराव चौहान ने एक कोर्स बनाया है, उनको पढ़ाया जाता है। तो वैसे हम किसी एफिलेट करके किसी यूनिवर्सिटी से हमारे सफाई महिलाएं या पुरुष हैं उनको पढ़ाया जाए कि तुम्हारे क्या राइट्स है, तुम्हें क्या करना चाहिए। अभी हमें पता भी नहीं होता है कि हमारे जो 2030 का जो मैनुअल स्कैवेंजिंग एक्ट है वो किसी को पता नहीं, कितनी सिफारिशें की गई है हमारे लिए, बहुत सारे हमारे होम के बारे में हमें राइट्स है, लेकिन हमें पता ही नहीं होता है।
Sunil wants to use education as a tool to fight the indignities or discrimination. And to my mind, as a teacher, there cannot be any better antidote or countermeasure than education to fight indignities or discrimination. So when he came, he already had one degree from globalization labor master's degree. And then he came, and I knew him whenever he was enrolled for a master's program. That motivation and enthusiasm. I said, Sunil, once you complete this, you leave the job of sanitation worker. He said, what are you talking, sir? I have not come here to leave my job.
Sunil's story only highlights the need to educate those who are suffering from social exclusion. We got talking to 3 students from TIS who are well on their way to bring out some of the problems being faced by communities across India. How sensitized do you think people are to subjects like manual scavenging?
A very few handful of people are very sensitized about these topics because very few institutions like TISS runs this kind of courses, like very new kind of courses, like there are courses in like Dalit and tribal studies, then on disabled, then old age, there are topics like that. Most of the courses that are in India are very theoretical or very bookish kind of knowledge. They are hardly related to the field, so they can't so much link to the field. So this is a unique institution which focuses on these topics which are basically grounded and even it links to the theory.
Do we have enough courses and universities that focus on subjects like discrimination and social exclusion?
There are, but there is not much scope to it. I mean, it's very individual thing, no? If you want to actually study about these people, then only you can come and study such a course like social exclusion. A person who is like not sensitized or who is not aware or who is like who is not okay with this process, to meet this problem of social exclusion, there is reservation policies for this excluded community, but many people are not okay with it, so they won't come and they won't study such a course. And secondly, it's like there's not much scope that you can go and you can get a job of like 12 lakh or 15 lakh per annum. You cannot earn such a job, but yes, it gives you a very personal satisfaction that you are doing something to bring this community in light. We are making people aware that they also exist and they are being excluded, they are being discriminated, and their problem needs to be addressed, and the government should do something towards them, and we as a citizen also needs to be sensitized towards them.
Fighting against all odds and winning is no easy task. Mrinali gets us the story of 17-year-old Shalini from Bangalore, who bears testament to this.
17-year-old Shalini works as a maid in 5 different households, cooking, cleaning and doing dishes. But despite the strenuous work, Shalini never took her eyes off her big focus, academics. In her second pre-university exams, Shalini scored 84.8%.
First of all, I was working in the house. Then I came to know the results were announced. Then go to a cyber center. Then get taken a hard copy of the result. Initially, I felt very happy that I have scored 85%, but still somewhere I'm feeling very sad because I could have scored more even than that. Initially, my intention is to get more than 95%, so I couldn't get that. It's a pain, is there, but still I'm very happy.
Shalini was bound by a very tight and grueling schedule. She couldn't attend tuitions or coaching classes like most students her age. After completing all her chores, she studied into the wee hours, starting all over again the next day.
I used to wake up at 4:30. Then till 6 o'clock I used to put rangolis, I used to do that. From 6 o'clock to 7:30 I used to work with the house, and I would take around 7:30. Again 7:30 to 9 o'clock I have to go to another house to clean, mopping and cleaning there. Then I'm back to home by 9:15. And I will start studying to prepare for my exam. It will take around 12 o'clock. And after from 12 o'clock to 4:30 I have to go to another house to clean there, like washing clothes, utensils and all. And then back to home by 5 o'clock. Then start studying for my exam. Again it will be take around for 7 o'clock. Then started studying for my PU exam. Then till 2:30 I used to study. Then again I have to wake up at 4:30. So this was my routine.
The last few years have been a battle for Shalini. Her father lost the use of his left arm and leg in an accident almost a decade ago, leaving her mother the sole breadwinner. Things took a turn for the worse when Shalini's brother was diagnosed with cancer. The responsibility of running their home fell on Shalini's shoulders, but none of this shook her determination.
Mom, she felt very happy because because I have to take care of my brother too. So in that time I couldn't study well. I didn't use my study holidays as useful as that. So initially she felt very happy that I have scored 85% in spite of the difficulty also. But still she said one thing, it's okay, fine. I was crying because of my result because I couldn't score more than 90, so I was crying a lot. So she just, my mom, she was not here, she was there at the hospital. She just called me and then told that don't feel my child, like because of this you have scored less marks, or else you would have been the topper of your college, don't feel. They said just control yourself.
Ever since the news of her result, Shalini has received numerous requests to fund her education. Most of the calls are from Abu Dhabi, the US, Canada, UK and Australia. With a quiet confidence, Shalini tells us of her dream of becoming an engineer.
When the media came, no, so many people called me a lot, like, we are ready to help you, you have scored this much of percent in spite of your difficulty, we are ready to help you, what help you want. Like so many people taken my account number, then they provided me money, and with that money only we are spending, we are take care of my brother's medical cost and all. So I need someone's financial support for my studies. My dream is to do engineering. So if someone came forward and helped for me, I'm ready to prove myself among the society that I'm the best among the best. Anta.
It's time for a short break. When we return, a young paraclimber from Bangalore tells us about his uphill battle in becoming a world champion. Stay tuned.